Good morning. So today's maths is going to be a culmination of everything you've been doing over the last week and so with the multiplication and the division, and we're going to bring it together with recapping it in regards to word problems that you might find in a test. I'm going to look at these two examples together that you can see here on your screen. Okay. Now, if you want to have a go at these before I go through them, then obviously you know to pause the video and then play it when you're ready to follow through. If not, let's have a look at what we need to do. So with all these, the first thing we should be doing is reading the question. Let's start with this first one. A toy shop orders 11 boxes of marbles. Each box contains 6 bags of marbles. Each bag contains 45 marbles. So how many marbles did the shop order in total? Now, the clue to what type of operation we're doing is in this question. How many in total is indicating that therefore we're looking at multiplication. Because we're looking at the individual marbles, so we know our number is going to be quite sizable. So we just now need to establish what our multiplication is. And we can see we've got a toy shop with 11 boxes. Each box contains 6 bags, and each bag contains 45 marbles. So I can see that if we've got 11 boxes and each box contains 6 bags, I need to work out how many bags in those 11 boxes. And we can do that by doing 11 multiplied by 6, which we know is equal to 66. And then if we were talking about we've got 66 bags and each bag has 45 marbles, to find our total marbles, we're going to need to do 66 multiplied by 45, and this is where our confidence in our multiplication method comes in, because our first step here, we're going to have to do 5 multiplied by 66, or we'd call it here 66 multiplied by 5. So we go 5 multiplied by 6 is 30, and 5 multiplied by 6 is 30, or obviously we know that's 10, so we've got 30 tens, add another 3 is 33. And then obviously, because we've got no multiplication steps to do, we just bring that up there as our add-in. So we know 66 multiplied by 5 is 330. So we'll then need to do 66 multiplied by 40. Now, in doing so, we need to remember we have to start with our place value holder, because that is important. And then we're going to do 4 multiplied by 6 is 24. And then 4 multiplied by 6 is still obviously 24. But this time we've got to remember to add on this 2, which gives us 26. And that 2 down there we know can go up to here. So it's 2,640. We now know that we need to add those numbers together. And doing so, we do 0, 0 is 0. 3 add 4 is 7. 3 add 6 is 9. And nothing add 2 is 2. So how many marbles does the shop order in total? Well, that's 2,970 marbles. And we know that by the fact how we've gone and worked this question out. Now let's have a look at the next one. 96 pupils and teachers go by minibus to the sports tournament. How many 15-seater minibuses will be required? So we need to work out how many buses we're going to do. So we're going to need to do, what is it? Well, it's obviously a division 1. We're going to need to do 96 divided by 15. Okay, now, the issue you might find is your 15 times 10, when we don't know it. We do, okay? Because we know we would have 15, we have 30, we have 45, we have 60. Because what you're doing each time is you're adding on 5 and then 10. Okay, we've got 75. Now, we could even go as far as 90. Now, by having done this, we're actually able to work this out without necessarily doing our short division method. We know we could do the short division if we wanted, but if we have a look, 96 divided by 15, well, I've got down to 90. So if I've managed to get down to 90, and I will show you it in this method just for your benefit, but we would know that 15 into 9 doesn't go with a remainder of 9. So then into 96, we know we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it's 96 divided by 15, because it's 6. But we're at 96, it means we've got a remainder of 6. Now, that remainder of 6 isn't going to be useful to us here in terms of an answer, because we need to work out how many buses are required. So we know 90 children can get on. So far we've got 6 buses, but this remainder 6, that's our issue. That means there's 6 pupils potentially, or 6 teachers left behind. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to need an extra bus. So it's 6 remainder 6, but in this context we round, so we would have 7 buses, and that part is key for what we're doing here. Okay, so you're going to have these multiplication and these division questions to be faced with. So once you have watched this how many times you need to and you're feeling confident, these are your 5 questions to do. You can see there are different formats to them. Some are word problems, some are calculations that you need to establish and balance, some are missing equations. You're going to know how to do each of these because you've been able to do so over the last 2 weeks. So it's just taking your time and applying the information that you know. When you've done that, it's obviously going on to your think, your explain, and your solve. So on your think, you need to fill in the missing numbers to make these number sentences true. So it could be a 1-digit number by a 3-digit number, 2 2-digit numbers. That's up to you. This could be a 1-digit number by a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number, or 1 digit by 2 digits by 2 digits. You need to find a solution that works and means that those elements multiplied by each time equals 864. On this explain, all the pupils in the school trip were asked to choose between an adventure park and the seaside for a school trip. They voted and the result was a ratio of 5 to 3 in favour of the adventure park. 125 children voted in favour of going to the adventure park. How many children voted in favour of going to the seaside? My help to you on this one is this 5 to 3 ratio. You know that means you have got 5 to 3. So if you look how many parts you've got in total, that's what you're going to divide by, if needs be. But if you also have a look, 125 children voted to go to the adventure park. Well, if you know this is the adventure park, you've got 5 parts there and 125. So maybe that's the division you do. And then if you've worked out one part is, how could you work out all 3? I'm deliberately not telling you the exact steps to do because I want you to see whether you've got to divide by 8, divide by 5, divide by 3, multiply, however that's going to work. But we will look at that one at 10 o'clock. Okay, but that's my starting point with this bar. And then you'll solve. A box of label costs £24. There are 100 sheets in the box. There are 10 labels on each sheet. Calculate the cost of one label in pence. Okay, so if you know you've got a box of 24 for £24, and there's 100 sheets in that box, there's 10 labels on each sheet. See if you can work out whether you're multiplying or you divide, and you can get down to how much one label is worth in pence. Again, that is something we will look at 10 o'clock. Give these a good go, okay? Considering obviously the fact that this is building on your skills. They will be harder because they're in question format that you're not necessarily used to. But if you have any questions, ask. If not, we'll look at this at 10 o'clock and do it together then, okay? Best of luck, and we will see you at 10.